This film may be higher up on my list than Live and Let Die, but I think Live and Let Die is actually a slightly better film by about this much. I think this movie had more potential to be great. Of course, number 19 is The Man with the Golden Gun.
The man with the golden gun.
In this film, James Bond is on a mission to obtain a device that will help end the energy crisis that Britain is currently suffering. But his investigation is temporarily put on hold when he learns that he's the next target of assassin Francisco Scaramanga, aka the Man with the Golden Gun. So, Bond sets out to find Scaramanga before Scaramanga finds him. During his quest, the item that Bond was originally after, the Solex agitator, ends up in Scaramanga's possession. So, Bond enters into a one-on-one duel with Scaramanga, with the winner gaining sole possession of the Solex. I like one half of the plot. I like that Bond is being targeted by the best assassin in the world. I think it's a very compelling piece of cinema. What I think makes it so good is Christopher Lee as Scaramanga. He may be one of, if not the most believable adversaries of James Bond ever. Speaking of Scaramanga, his mistress, Andrea Anders, is definitely the better of the two Bond girls in the film. She seeks out Bond so that he can kill Scaramanga and set her free. This was a plot point that appeared once again nearly 40 years later in Skyfall. I also somewhat like the final duel, even though you already know exactly how it's going to end before it even starts. Alright, time to hunker down, folks. Here comes the bad. The theme song. It's bad. Although, I think the problem is the lyrics more than Lulu, who sings the song. Lulu also sang the theme song for the Sidney Poitier film To Serve With Love. And that's actually a good song, and a good film if you're interested in checking it out. I spoke fondly of Miss Anders, but I do not have such kind words for Agent Goodnight, the other Bond girl. To put it bluntly, she's an idiot. She's so clumsy and dim-witted, and one has to wonder how she ever became a spy in the first place. Oh, right. Anyway, remember how I said that I liked one half of the film? Well, the half that I don't like is the half that revolves around the Solex agitator. It feels just so tacked on. It's not even funny. If they had left that out, then this might have been a far better film. Speaking of tacked on, I saved the best, or in this case, the worst, for last. I didn't forget about you, JW. If you'll recall my last video, which concerned Live and Let Die, I said I would get to him later. Well, it's later, and here he is. His presence is so pointless and unnecessary, it really takes you out of the film. I found him to be mildly amusing in Live and Let Die, but here it's just so... why? Oh. And the slide whistle can go straight to hell for ruining that stunt. If only they had cut the environmental plot, JW, and made Goodnight less of a stereotypical dumb blonde. If they had just had Bond versus Scaramanga, no filler, no BS, this film would probably be in my top 5. I give the film 2 out of 5 stars. Well, that's it for my review of The Man with the Golden Gun. Join me next time as we look at one more bad Bond film before we get to the Bond films I actually really like. Bye-bye.